All right, and we're live. Once again, it's the weekend, baby. And we got a nice well-sized weekly wrap just ready to go, hot off the press for everybody. Um I decided to go ahead and start up. I'm running a bit late. Internet problems over here. And I'm joined currently right now by one member of my panel, ODT Reaper.
What's up?
Yep. A whole lot is up. And right now we're about to take it down and get into it. Um, right now, what seems to be going on, which is my first topic, is that, and it's kind of the reason I was really hoping to have our good buddy Erock, shout out to him, to join us, as well as Sega Man. It was that it's kind of interesting, ODT, where it's like, I mean, it's old news, and even though it's kind of pointless to keep harping about it, because be honest with you, after this, I'm me personally, I'm done, because this goes back to everything I keep saying. Where I tell everybody, you know what, just fucking enjoy your gaming. It, it seems like it's one thing for to the other. If it versus the Xbox runs hot, that gets squashed. Oh, they got no games. They bought Bethesda. Oh, they got too many games. Or,
Yeah.
oh well, Bethesda's games are always trash.
Sony creates and Xbox just buys their way to victory. I mean, it's beneficial when you actually have the wallet, actual play tool. Otherwise, Sony would have already won by now, wouldn't they?
Yeah, and yeah, and then you got the bullshittery. Whereas, like, remember when it was revealed that it was only going to be 800, just slightly above 800 gigs available on the Xbox Series X? They clowned everybody. They clowned us Xbox players.
Yeah, and then when the PS5 comes out and says it's only going to have about 636 gigs and not 800 or more, then they turn around and make up a different excuse, and then rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Just because someone likes that product for that reason doesn't necessarily mean that's your reason for liking it.
Exactly. I mean, to me, it's like,
That's also kind of the fun part about gaming as a whole in general, because it's a open, hobby for everybody to enjoy for one reason or another. Not everybody has to enjoy it for the same thing, but there is only two factions, multiplayer and single player. Doesn't get any simpler. Got it straight down the middle. Uno, dos. That's it. I only ask that you can count to two. If you can count to two, you'll be fine.
Like, exactly. And I mean, but I mean, seriously though, I mean, you got these guys who are like, oh, 802 gigs. Oh man, you ain't gonna you barely gonna be able to get one or two games on there. Knowing goddamn well there ain't no game that's gonna be that fucking big. And then second, the moment there's mentioned that, oh, you're gonna have under 700 gigs, they're all like, oh man, I don't know why y'all giving us crap over that. That's not bad. We can get about a good 5 games on that or so.
Yeah, and then but then on the PlayStation side, you'll have the storage. Oh, Sony has more storage options. True, but do they have more storage in general? No.
No, and even though we say options and stuff like that, ODT, they're in no better of a boat than us, because they still have to wait on Sony to actually certify which which
which they have to wait to certify which hardware can be in your home without calling 911 the next 5 minutes. Okay, right. We're gonna see a lot of fire jokes coming out like in the next 6 months, but that's the first one that I'll just put out there. I mean, just keep in mind how many 360s could have burnt down the planet by now with the Red Ring of Death.
Oh yeah,
let's all be real. You could have actually burnt down half the planet by now, but we learned fire safety before we learned the electric safety.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get old dude from the Giant Bomb podcast and have him snatch out one of those SSDs from the PS5. oh, it's toasty. Oh, really? You don't say. Please Please,
you could always use it as an extra heat warmer come the wintertime. God knows we're all going to be inside.
Yeah. Yeah, because, winter's coming.
Yeah. But just because we're all stuck inside doesn't mean we can't have options to play. Only an app away.
Yep. And speaking of that, also that that brings up another topic anyway, is that Jason Ronald has went on record, as I stated in the roundtable, to specify that there's more options coming after launch. Now, when he says after launch, the thing is that we don't know if it means a month later, 6 months later, or a year later. But the thing is that it's coming out later. Yeah, it's coming out the horse's mouth that it is coming, which I have kept constantly telling people that don't be surprised that this thing with Seagate was just because Seagate helped them to develop that SSD tech.
I do like the new meme towards it, Screwgate. That's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, and it's kind of and to me it's like it kind of gets to me, because it's like, look, man, I put together and break down PCs, for like well over 2 decades, all right, and when it comes to like actual appliances, like like consoles and stuff, dude, I don't fucking touch into that shit, because I don't want to fuck around and void my warranty. Yeah. If something happens, I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear a damn thing. Take this motherfucker and fucking exchange me for another. That's it. Oh, you just scared to take out a screw. You're like, yeah, if it's going to cost me my fucking system.
Well, because in the beginning of console creation, that's the reason why everything was encased and enclosed, and everything was basically warded off from being open sourced, because they didn't want you breaking it, or they didn't want you hacking it, for example. So they made sure that you couldn't open it up.
They didn't want you jailbreaking that motherfucker.
I mean, it didn't stop us from trying, but we did it anyway. And and look, we all got Japan got the walking watches, a decade before the US.
Yeah. So, yeah, it damn sure didn't stop if it stopped many people.
But I think it's just, everybody kind of gets kind of annoyed when it's not exclusive, or it's not a single player, narrative, beautiful, artistic looking game, and that's kind of where you got the, AA to indie to AAA, fascinations. And then later on in the 90s, you had multiplayer online go like totally sky high and hasn't come down yet. But yeah. now it's just on, now it's just on a rinse and repeat method, and I think all the industry wants to do is just make money.
Yep. But going back onto the topic though, as far as these options go that Jason Ronald speaks of, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say we're probably looking at like maybe 6 months after launch, at the most. But it'll probably be just like other different types of cards, and I mean, he doesn't specify as what manufacturers and all that stuff, but it is definitely speculated that it's going to be different sizes. So I could see something like a 512 from PNY, or a 2 gig from 2 terabyte from Kingston, which, by the way, Seagate does have a 2 terabyte card as well. I shudder to think at how much that was going to cost, because it's amazing how many people forgotten that it even existed. Because when Austin Evans and DF Foundry first was doing the teardown, the card was sitting right there on the table next to the 1 terabyte. So it exists. It's like Bigfoot. It's real. So but moving, but I don't know. Like I said, I mean, one person did make a suggestion though in the Reddit that I'm on about it would be awesome if they made like somebody made a connector, some sort of adapter that could like just pipe right into that velocity slot and let you connect, any SSD that's, of compatible speed.
Yeah. And, well, eventually you'll be able to eventually accomplish that. We just have to get everything on the same coding of the actual USB. So right now they're on a USB level that's above the 3.0 that everybody has, which is why there's not that many USBs like that Seagate or Screwgate or whatever the fans wish to call it. But where one comes, more will be made. You just have to adapt to see how well we can basically variable around it. But and you can always just uninstall it and then reinstall it. That's how easy it can get.
All right. So, but another thing also is that, I wanted to kind of like, hit on something as well, is that, did you have a chance to watch the AMD presentation?
Yeah. I watched her entire 24 lecture. Yes.
So, yeah. All I got to say is to any PC elitists that are watching or will watch this later, all I got to say is don't fucking say shit. Don't, because and this is the reason I'm gonna say this. Now, for each console reveal, for the PlayStation and for the Xbox, there's been nothing but trash talk, always constantly coming from these fucking PC elitists. Every time you turn around, oh, I don't understand why you Xbox do this. I can understand why you ponies do that. It's just a console. Well, I don't need that. I just get my PC.
Okay, well, take it from me then, as a former PC elitist. That's why I'm on a long vacation to better myself, my point of view.
Yeah, see, this is ridiculous, because the whole time I'm looking at this AMD present. See, I don't want to hear shit about you console warriors and shit like that. No, you motherfucking GPU warriors.
GPU warriors, CPU warriors, power warriors. I would, I'm still like in the backdrop of my study, but I would still call us power warriors. I still call us that. You can all call us PC elitists if you want, and I would still consider everybody the PC elitist, depending on what age you actually grew up in. Me and my kind of all came from, that wonderful Quake, Wolfenstein 3D era, where RTSs actually were the king concept of what we were doing.
Jeez, power warriors. That sounds like some fucking 80s, some 80s fucking toy line.
Power Rangers is 1990s, so it doesn't really matter.
New from Hasbro, the Power Warriors. Power Warriors.
That's how old this entire argument is, people. That's how old this is. And even though we probably all kind of don't look that old, because we're all sucked with dopamine of electricity, and that's probably what makes us all very, very good consumers too.
Oh, most definitely, dude. I draw off a 100% hate. Yeah, I mean,
it gives you a free electric bill. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it's cherry flavor. But yeah, it's I mean, seriously, it's like I don't want to fucking hear that shit from them no more, man. Because, dude, the whole fucking time it's been all fucking like oh, Intel's gonna fucking crush you, AMD.
No, at the end of the day, AMD, Lisa, we all actually want to work together with people, and we want to have the best consumerism possible. It's all about positivity and not negativity, and just a good, decent consumerism around the boards. It doesn't really matter what board you play on, as long as you play on a board and not just in a corner by yourself. That's what she don't like. She likes cooperation. If you don't cooperate with her, she'll just backslap you with attacks, and then just go against you, Intel and on the AMD Ryzen's. The Ryzen chips look awesome though.
Yeah, and I mean the thing is, they were talking about like now how the guy was like trying to like I guess try to like convince people about the 30% difference, and I'm kind of like, dude, you don't need to convince nobody. 30% difference is very fucking big.
Yeah, but like you can't, in different realms of different types of gaming, it doesn't matter where it is. It just matters on who has the power, and then everything just goes forward from there. I think what we personally have a issue with.
Oh, hey Ray, thanks for joining us, man.
Hey, shout out to Ray.
You can join us, man.
The problem is you have half the people that play games don't understand how to play games, and then the other half are too super smart to teach anybody else. And you have the divide in education as well.
Yep. But yeah, so like I said, in the end, I just don't want to hear it no more because all the shit about talking stuff about console warriors and shit like that, and then the stuff I saw throughout that presentation, and we're talking about cycling between two different fucking channels, man. It's been nothing but just ugly fucking trollery, like, oh, Intel gonna stomp you fuckers and all this shit like that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I mean, dude, I had to back out. I had to hit the back button to make sure I didn't go into like a Sony, a Sony event or something like that. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I thought you fuckers were above this shit. I thought y'all was like, just fucking on a whole new level. But no, y'all are just as fucking creepy and trolly and
Well, nowadays
everything.
I like listening to some of my casual, YouTubers complain about the beta, the beta sweats. And I love every time I hear, people interviewing new betas, I love hearing how sweaty people are these lobbies going to be. And it's just the beta. And I'm like, yeah, but that's because it's a PvP beta and not an actual story beta. If you get it in a corner by themselves where they don't have to play with anybody and don't have to enjoy other people's enjoyment, then you wouldn't have sweaty lobbies.
Yep. Well, like I said, I mean, I was looking at them when they also revealed I guess some sample play of Borderlands 3 running on it on the newest card. And
yeah, the 4K60, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was YouTube or anything, but it did look like it had a little bit of stuttering going on in certain spots. So I don't know if it was an issue of optimizations or anything with the code, or I mean, so I don't know. Like I said, but the thing is like I stand by. Granted, I don't get into that, shit that I'm talking about and everything. I mean, I stand by AMD. I've always been an AMD person because AMD has always fucking done me right. So, and the thing about it, at the end of the day, for me, it's always been, bang for the buck.
Yeah.
And that's, it's like that's that one little saying about AMD products is always what it's like set with me. So whereas like every PC I've put together, for either a client or for my family or somebody like that, that's what it's always been. It's always been like, AMD. And of course I know there's probably somebody watching getting triggered like, no.
I watched her entire presentation and it was a really good presentation. I enjoyed it. It was educationally and entertaining too, watching her list all the different chips.
Yeah. Though I mean the NVIDIA guy, though, I will say that I did like his from his kitchen.
Yeah. No, just watch. Eventually, we're all going to be on one network, and it don't matter where the hell you are. It just matters on what you like to play. That's the end concept. It just matters what you like to play.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, they just want to make money on one singular, network that just runs on low power, low latency, so it, betters the planet and your electric bill and the power bill and practically the entire district bills.
Yeah, well, speaking of plan codename unification, so news has been dropped that apparently Microsoft has entered a sort of, I believe. See, the thing is, they're saying that it's I guess kind of a timed partnership, but I don't think, from what this is sounding like, from everything they're doing with GameStop, this doesn't sound like a timed partnership. And basically what it's going from is it's extending to where it's like they're trying to help GameStop more or less modernize or bring themselves forward to, where it's like where they were sitting at, they were like, say, like maybe like 5 steps behind, the competition as far as like online, sales go. Mm-hmm. So Microsoft is trying to use the power of their services, their front ends and their Azure, to help improve GameStop's online services, as well as their streaming platforms. And of course, you best believe that this is also tying very deeply into the All Access subscription program. and they're even going as far as like letting, like training the, all the employees for all 5,000 stores. And I think it came to what was the number? I think it was like maybe like over 10,000 employees or something like that. So they're training all these people themselves how to like use the Microsoft slates to act as more or less act as tenders, as cash registers.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm lost for words, but so basically it's like this.
As automatic vendors, basically.
Yeah. And so basically they don't have to like, they can still be behind the counter, but they don't have to be while they're walking around. Like sometimes you have one person walk up to you and he'll be like, "Hey, can I help you, sir?" Well, you can tell them like, "Oh, well, I'm looking for this game," or "Do you have any copies of that?" If they have the slate with them, all they got to do is just pull up right there while they're standing in front of you, look up the price.
And this partnership with Microsoft will also help people pre-order and keep the pre-orders and keep the actual new subscription for the console purchase or your 24-month payment.
Yes. So yeah, ODT, man, dude, this is once again, I mean, it's like everything we've been seeing so far. It's almost like Phil deliberately kind of let this gen right here, this current gen right now, just kind of just slide because he was stacking up the chips to prepare for next gen. So this is, dude, and forget chips, because seriously, quote me on this. This really isn't checkers no more. This is fucking chess.
No, this is chess. But the problem that we all have playing this long chess game. This chess game has been going since the beginning of the OG Xbox era. This comes right from the streets of Windows XP, if everybody remembers what year those were. But the concept is that if this chess game is going to continue, this entire planet will get wiped out. And we all want to play together, but at the end of a chess game, there can only really just be one winner. But if you play a 4-way chess game, you have to basically work together to basically take the other king while the other one works around. It's a 4-way chess game, and that's just not really even if that one, black queen at the end of the board has all the actual money. So if that black queen or that white queen has all that money, whereas the other people all are poor as hell, it just leaves the game basically on a one-sided street to W or L, depending on what the situation may be.
Yep.
But right now, Phil is actually doing a magnificent job of basically getting everybody around the board to basically say, hold until you just wipe everybody off the board. And then just Microsoft remains. But as I said before, we just want all in one. It's all going to end up in one location. Everything is still going to be there. It might be named something different. It might be called something different. It might be in a different location, or it might be in a different phase of evolution, or it could just be in a different version of itself. And everything will just be the same. You'll just not have the people that don't make the industry beneficial to the consumer.
Right on. And moving on to the next topic. So today they premiered the new ad that's going to start playing during primetime hours during
that was a beautiful trailer. I saw that already.
Yeah. And yeah, dude, it was stunning. Yeah, I mean, it's like the team that they put on that team needs to be the go-to team for now on. So, but be honest with you, I think I haven't looked into it, but I guess it's the same team that did the Series X ad when it first was revealed. I'm wondering if it's the same team, but dude, they did a phenomenal job. And it's like there's like a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of deep dive, deep stuff in there if you're able to like pick up onto it and stuff. And some people automatically say it gravitates towards them because it's them coming home from school or work and slapping on the headset, and the moment they hit the X button, they're already jumping into the game, and meeting up with their friends. And then at the end of it, where they show they show the girl, and so they're basically saying that even though the both of you have two different unique gaming experiences, it's all still the same universe. And I mean, that's perfect, man. So I mean, now I'm really, really hyped up to see what they do for this upcoming event, which from what I understand is supposed to be on the 28th. So, but yeah, I mean, seriously, I mean, I know you said you liked it, but what did you take from it, ODT, the ad?
Anything's possible as long as you believe.
As long as you jump in.
As long as you jump in. Yep, exactly.
And hope and pray to God that your gravity powers work.
My gravity, that's a wonderful story for another time, but that's an effect I won't be able to undo. So that was the permanent catch-22 to my life. But it's not something that I, as a young child, I understood what it meant. But to keep it short, as an adult, I understand what I did to myself, and I'll eventually get over what I did. It's not like I'm going to go anywhere.
But yeah, also, there was also another thing revealed today. I don't know. Well, I guess you could say it was what they call a release date reveal for the Medium, which also aired today on YouTube as well. And it had a very beautiful, very spooky and moody soundtrack playing in the background.
Eerie soundtrack playing in the background, actually.
Yeah,
eerie is the actual terminology I would use.
Yeah, and
that was also a good trailer. I saw that as well.
Yeah, so I
want my Call of Duty beta. That's actually I've been having too much fun watching everybody play it on their PS4 betas, but I want my beta, and then I'm also waiting to play the Valhalla Assassin's Creed as well.
Yep, and I mean it's awesome that they finally worked out whatever kinks they had to in that questionable engine they keep using to finally get it running at 60 frames. Still no word on ray tracing or anything, which is kind of odd because I'm believing it's the same engine they're using even for Watch Dogs. So Watch Dogs has ray tracing, but yet Valhalla doesn't. But I don't know. We'll have to see what's going on. It's still a while before launch. But bouncing back to Medium, I found out that apparently this will have ray tracing as well. So that's going to be awesome. But the only thing they still haven't specified is whether or not they're going to go ahead and heed to the call of the passionate fans, of it so far, if they're going to allow some sort of a performance mode, because they seem to be very strong on sticking to 30 frames. And from what the lead developer of the Medium was stating, was they wanted to try to target a cinematic feel. But yeah, of course, going into this new generation, that's kind of a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow. And even myself, I'll admit, even myself is kind of like, I would love to see this at 60 frames too, as well. And even if it means cutting out the ray tracing, because I mean, yes, it is in real time rendering two different worlds, so that's understandable. But to me, it's kind of like, well, is there at least the option for performance mode? So it's still a ways off. So we'll see. But at the end of the day, to be fair, even at 30 frames per second, I'm sure it's gonna be it's gonna be awesome. Because there's really nothing doing what the Medium is doing right now. And so every time we keep hearing all this bullshit about like, oh, Microsoft doesn't have any it doesn't have any actual next gen games. They're not launching with anything that's truly next gen. I mean, seriously, this is why, going back to my first topic, as to why I'm saying, it's probably getting to the point where, Xboxers, that's, the terminology I'm using for us. I think it's time for us to go ahead and do like what Phil is doing. Do what Xbox itself is doing and just fucking evolve. Just evolve and just fucking achieve enlightenment and just move beyond this shit, because
you'll see things in a different light. It will still be the fandom that you love, but you'll just have a different perspective of how properly to view it, or how the adults that actually play games on their days off and don't actually have entirety to actually play it, treat games instead of actually just the fans that just love it to death.
Yeah, I mean, play games, not kiddie games. Don't play with these kids no more, because it's seriously.
I'm gonna have fun with that subject in a couple months from now, I think, because I love that's why I still serve. I enjoy little kids on matches get massively pissed off when they get absolutely destroyed, whether it be beta or not. You be playing in a brand new game match and someone's already prestige level 10.
Yeah, but seriously, the stuff that's going on is very sophomoric. It's very childish, and it seems like no matter, because the thing is, Xboxers, I too hate misinformation. All right, I hate the smoke and mirror tactics that Sony is playing and stuff like that. I mean, that's me speaking as a gamer and as a consumer, that I really dislike what they're doing. And yeah, Xbox is the side of the fence that I lean on. But at the same time, it's like, man, dude, seriously, what the fuck is y'all doing over there? Something, and it bothers me more that, most of you PlayStation fans don't think to say anything. Instead, it's like, no, everything is fine. No, seriously, dude, it is not fine.
Just ignore it, and eventually it will not matter, right?
Yeah, it's like look,
that tactic don't work. I'm sorry. I wish it did work, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, dude, it's like being that one unlucky prison guard that just happens to be doing his rounds, and he's seeing Big Bobby bending the new guy over the bed, and it's like, hey, whoa, what's going on here, man? You trying to like be fair, and trying to calm things down, and the dude being bent over the bed is like, no, everything's fine. I mean, you sure, man? I mean, he's going in raw, no lube. I mean, are you honestly sure you okay? Everything is fine. All right, man. All right, cool, fine. I'm sorry. I'll just go about my way. And that's, I mean, all jokes aside, I mean, it's like, seriously, it's not fine, but if this is what you're going to deal, if you're okay with it and this is what you're going to deal with, all right, cool. Then I'll shut up about it. I won't say anything else about it. But at the same time, my fellow Xboxers, let's just evolve. Phil is leading by example on this. Let's just evolve. Let's just go above it, because to me, what's more important than having to keep correcting all this misinformation is just going ahead and just enjoying my gaming. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's pointless. Because for everything that we correct, for everything that we bring to the light, it always keeps getting switched over to something else. And even though you correct misinformation with the correct information, what's the ODT? What's the usual rebuttal? Something like LOL, have a Craig face, LOL, and it's like that's what made me realize, what, this is fucking childish.
Well, it's social media, my man.
Yeah, so
again, you're older than I am, so like I'm just gonna say that I come from graduating school before social media got invented, so I got lucky. This is a retirement vacation for me.
Yeah,
Imagine imagine back in my day when we didn't actually have cell phones, and we didn't have Facebook, and we didn't have YouTube. When we didn't have YouTube for schooling and educational research, those were the days, weren't
they? But yeah, I mean, like I said, this is ridiculous. That's all I got to say. It's real ridiculous, man. So, that's, I mean, I can't, tell everybody, what to do, but it's the best suggestion I can give to save your sanity and just enjoy.
It's sanity that, the gaming is a good medium for everybody. And the medium is also, shouts out to the new game because it looks awesome, but it's also, a reference to the actual gaming medium itself, if you kind of look at it from a category perspective.
Yeah. So like I said, folks, just enjoy your gaming. Matter of fact, I'll even tell you what I'm starting to enjoy, which I admit I slept on, and it's old as fuck, but hey, it was in Game Pass, still awesome deal. I really just want to pull a Naruto fucking clone ninjutsu and slap the taste out of my fucking mouth for how long I downplayed it and stayed away from it myself. But I'm really enjoying it, and dude, that is the most well spent $9 I've ever invested in. So I've been playing the hell out of Cities Skylines. And granted that I will admit there's one hell of a learning curve, and it's not the most smoothest gameplay, at least when you look at YouTube videos of those playing on PC and everything. The console version is not really smooth, but once you kind of get into it, it starts because at first I was ready to just put it down and just say the fuck with it. But ODT, it's really hooked me in. And I think what has me hooked is just that there's a real zen nature to the game. It's like doing your own rock garden and stuff.
When I was a kid, I trained on the Age of Empires and the city sims that were around back in those days. Taught me a lot how to do math really fast. So yes, it is a different formula. But it also allows you to look, ahead of what you're trying to build, and it was the precursors to Minecraft. Everybody keep that in mind. It's older than that.
Yeah,
it's what invented Minecraft. Let's just say that. But it was, a parting of the builders' categories of games. There is another Game Pass game that I do actually want to try out. It's the new Greek mythology game.
Yeah, let's see. Oh god, what's that racing game that god damn it, it's right there at the tip of my tongue. The one that basically like harkens back to the old Sega Saturn Daytona Sega like Daytona racers and stuff. Hot Shots Racing. That one's actually pretty good too. But I will admit though, once you get into the more higher difficult, in other words, when you get above the base difficulty, yeah, it's the computer is fucking it's seriously no mercy.
No mercy.
None whatsoever. What
games are always the toughest and most challenging though, and I always enjoy challenges in games and matches in general.
I'm serious. I mean, it's really like, oh, are those tears on your face? Are you about to cry? Are you upset? Here, let me boost in front of you. No. So it's good. It's good. I definitely recommend it. So, but yeah, I mean, dude, ODT, you got anything?
I was looking for that trailer for that game that I was just about to talk about. It's coming to Game Pass in the fall, I believe. But no, not really. I mean, I'm actually just kind of having too much fun relaxing. I've been feeling a lot better. and there's not much to do right now except just relax and exercise every day.
Well, all right. Well, shoot. That's pretty much all my topics for now. So, well, anyways, ODT, can you tell everybody where they can find you?
You guys can find me at home. You guys can find me on Twitter, and you guys can find me floating around Instagram and Facebook, and probably Twitter coming in the next couple weeks and months because I'm going to be attached to my cell phone.
All right. Well, folks, this I'll admit this weekly wrap's been a bit short, and I will apologize also for being a bit late. We have been having some internet issues out this way, along with some power issues, which happened to get resolved just in the nick of time. So no matter how late it is, hey, I will be here. Unless I specify otherwise.
Very true. That is kind of the nice thing about today's society is we're all always online as long as we can be attached to a device. So long picking up a phone and trying to get a decent signal. We're done. We're past that phase. Now it's just always connection. But then people will argue, oh, that's not kosher. That's not civilized society. No, but it's just entertainment. And entertainment is what this society needs if you don't want it to turn into a Trump land.
Yep. Entertainment.
Order, and order is what the society needs.
Yes, sir. But speaking of entertainment and on that mark, that's it. And that's a wrap. Everybody enjoy. I want you to go out there and I want you to enjoy your gaming and enjoy your weekend. Have a good evening.
Later.